This is Bob Dwyer of the Carbon Monoxide Safety Association with the Carbon Monoxide News Topical Summary for the days of May 20th through June 2nd, 2020. The news links referenced here can be found at www.cosafety.blogspot.com, the Carbon Monoxide News, a daily news blog. I have found that for each observation and measurement of combustion systems and carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide in air, it's like an intellectual seed that can grow with understanding or can mentor or instigate action by others, mechanically, educationally, or as a manufacturing prompt. Our title program today, Prevent Prenatal Exposure to Carbon Monoxide and More CO News Summaries, leads us right in again to the question, who is responsible for the air you breathe? Scratch and sniff. The vision here is that you would scratch the box with your fingernail, then smell the box. Nothing. This instructional prop was designed to inform us that CO has no odor. The first time I saw this was in a newspaper about 40 years ago. I scratched, sniffed, and darn if it didn't smell like newspaper. Carbon monoxide is odorless, even though it is present in many smelly combustion gases, like outboard motor exhaust or auto exhaust, or wood and building materials burning. Carbon monoxide has been likened to an evil ghost that can sneak up on you and confuse you, so everything is a distraction. Sometimes the source of CO vanishes or moves away, or it's put out of use, like steam pressure washers or concrete finishers, vehicles, portable generators, and other combustion-powered systems. Carbon monoxide can reach us when we are unprepared, so get aware and be prepared, or the evil ghost might haunt you and lead you to an emergency incident. Like this, Portage officer, another man treated for carbon monoxide poisoning from WMTV. This incident reminds us low-level carbon monoxide alarms, how valuable they would be, the importance of a personal CO protection for responding officers because an officer had to be treated, and the value of responding paramedics measuring CO upon entry. Remember, carbon monoxide safety is everybody's business. And reinforcing that message about carrying personal carbon monoxide monitors by the fire departments and emergency fire rescues, from Talmadge Express, from our carbon monoxide archives, the fire chief, Passarelli. We go on 2,900 calls a year. That's 2,900 times we can monitor houses. A big shout out. Thank you very much for monitoring carbon monoxide on every call you make. This incident also reminds us the value of low-level CO protection by the people hospitalized. A CO poisoning, this was mistaken as a medical condition. The value of alert responding fire crews that found CO. It would also seem to instigate a thorough test of the combustion system, including manufacturer specifications, code certification on the installation, and of course, combustion analysis. And the News and Star reminding us how we have to be prepared. Firefighters called to carbon monoxide leak with risk to life. Upon arrival, domestic property crews used a carbon monoxide detector, discovered a leak involving a wood-burning stove. Obviously, crews measuring CO is awesome. It would be valuable if carbon monoxide was measured by the people in the building as well. And measurement would be good by many, many people and in many buildings. From KLBK, KAMC, everything Lubbock.com. The Lubbock Fire Rescue evacuates West Lubbock Hotel after reports of carbon monoxide exposure. Well, the first unit arrived at the scene, 130 parts per million of CO. Atmos Energy was there to shut off the gas. You know, this story reminds us to travel with a carbon monoxide detector, staying in motels, staying at vacation rentals, even relatives' homes. You can't rely on them to have your safety devices for you. This reminds us to travel with a carbon monoxide detector everywhere we go. This would also seem to encourage motel owners and managers to increase the vigilance on maintenance and performance of the building, of combustion systems within the building. even the temporary ones like power washers and buffers. There's certainly enough staff working and moving through the building on any normal day or night to warrant the use of a personal CO monitor. From Fox 10 News Phoenix, story out of Mesa, Arizona. Family members poisoned by carbon monoxide in a Mesa garage, one becoming critically ill. We know working on any engine indoors is a red line danger activity. Follow regulatory safety practices, and geez, you got to be smart about this and put a CO alarm in there, and actually you shouldn't be working on vehicles in an enclosed space like that. So open the garage door, get in the vehicle, buckle up, start it up, get out. If that's your residence, don't let that warm up even on the coldest days. Start the vehicle up and get it out of the enclosed space. It's rather ignorant to think the air is good to be in if the large entry doors are open and the vehicles are running. Let's be safe. From Lake Powell Life, National Safe Boating Week, here's the story. If you own a boat, every moment you're in that boat should be National Safe Boating Moment. Gasoline-powered engines on boats produce carbon monoxide, an odorless and colorless gas. Well, we know you can smell those exhaust systems. And in this picture we're seeing here in this marina, just think of all those boats turning on at one time. How much combustion gas there is. How much sickness do we call seasickness when we're out in these boats? Drunkenness, or eating too much, or food poisoning. We may call it everything but carbon monoxide poisoning because it's part of pleasure. It's part of what we do. Carbon monoxide poisoning in boats, let's be careful. And from our archives, Sophia's Law, some Minnesota boats will need CO detectors from WDAY. This began back in May of 2018. It's named after a Minnesota girl who died from carbon monoxide poisoning in a boat's cabin. A boat must have a sleeping space, a gallery with a sink and a toilet compartment to meet the requirements. Each boat is also required to display 3 different stickers to let anyone know gas could enter the cabin. Sophia's Law, every day is a boating safety day. And this horrific incident poses questions about confined space, paths of escape, and combustibles. 34 victims in the Conception dive boat tragedy died from carbon monoxide poisoning. The coroner says tremendous burning. It's an awful, awful incident. Boating safety. And sometimes the local police blotters or news reports from local communities, the headlines are deceiving. You have to kind of look through all the incidences. In this particular case, on a busy night, responders rescue an older man who fell into a ravine at LevitttownNow.com. Well, if you search down through all the incidences the police and fire had to do, they found out that one of them, firefighters arrived and found a dislodged ventilation pipe had caused very high carbon monoxide levels in several connected residences. No injuries were reported. Well, there's several connected buildings from one disconnection. From Pulmonology Advisor, prenatal exposure to household air pollution affects lung development in early childhood. Prenatal and early life exposure to household air pollution may affect lung function development and lead to an increase in airway resistance, according to findings intended to be presented at the American Thoracic Society International Conference. It's a pretty strong study. Prenatal and early life exposure to household air pollution may affect lung function development and lead to an increase in airway resistance. The mother breathes in oxygen, but the fetal affinity for oxygen is greater than the mother's. When oxygen is restricted or compromised to the developing fetus, it can be fatal. It can also have devastating effects in cellular growth, muscular development, and brain function. Now, carbon monoxide, or CO, has a greater affinity for fetal hemoglobin binding sites. It's hundreds of times greater than that of oxygen. We've got to keep pregnant women out of pollution and especially away from carbon monoxide exposures. For more research, look to Health Day News in the library of UCLA Health. This 2018 release suggests short-term exposure to most types of air pollutants may increase the risk for NICU admission. From the National Institute of Child Health and Human Development. As we're keeping pregnant women alerted to the importance of having low-level carbon monoxide protection, in this particular case, WHSV, it had been great if this family had one too. The Harrisonburg family was rescued from lethal levels of carbon monoxide. The crews arrived, they found at least 2 family members unconscious, immediately removed everyone from inside and began treatment. They say the home did not have any functioning carbon monoxide alarms. And firefighters tracked the carbon monoxide to a malfunctioning gas fire appliance. They secured the gas leak and ventilated the home, and they checked neighboring homes for any presence of carbon monoxide. And as a follow-up from WHSV, the Harrisonburg Fire Department again reminded people to check and install carbon monoxide alarms. Everyone survived the poisoning, but the family did not have a CO detector to alert them to the threat when the gas fire appliance malfunctioned. If you do have gas-burning appliances, so whether it's a stove, whether it's a fireplace, whether it's a water heater, anything using gas, or if you have a connection, we're recommending people get a carbon monoxide alarm. The HVAC company and those responsible for the management of mechanical equipment must keep up with changes in technologies, requirements for testing and verifications, code and manufacturer compliance. Take advantage of educational opportunities and professional affiliations. They're there for growth and support. What is the fuel load of all the appliances? What's their full rating? What is the fuel pressure for each appliance? Is there enough combustion and make up air? Do all systems work without contaminating airspace and being a fire hazard? Know who you service. Do they have smoke and CO alarms or special needs? Are there fire hazards and fire extinguishers? Have building pressures been verified? A heat loss calculation, blower door test, and duct leakage test will all help in getting to know the relationship between energy use, the building, and your customer. A team of energy auditors aid in safety and efficiency education. Let's be thorough, let's test and measure, and let's keep learning. And learning took place. Out of the Beacon Herald, Fire Department credits working CO alarms for saving the lives of a Perth County family. Fire crews wearing face masks and other personal protective equipment in the family's home quickly learned a gas-powered wood splitter, its exhaust pointed toward an open basement window, had been operating for a few hours prior to firefighters arriving on the scene. Now there's one for you. A gas-powered wood splitter, and the exhaust was blowing into a basement window. Infiltrated the whole house. Well, from the Bristol Press, a man credits city smoke carbon monoxide detector program with saving his and his wife's life. And good for them, good for him for paying attention to the alarm, because he had some problems with some alarms. This time he didn't ignore it. He called the fire department, and he was very thankful for that city-run program. And from ABC News, a Tasmanian mother warns about wood heater safety after carbon monoxide near miss. Kim Davies was cooking tea at home in Collinsville when she started to feel dizzy and couldn't see properly. She looked across the room and noticed her son had lost consciousness on the couch. It was then that she realized something wasn't right. Well, carbon monoxide safety, when you're sitting back relaxing, having a cup of tea, having a cup of coffee. Let's be carbon monoxide safe. Thank you. I'm Bob Dwyer with the Carbon Monoxide Safety Association. Visit www.cosafety.blogspot.com. And remember, carbon monoxide safety is everybody's business.